True intelligence is the capacity of the mind to honor the wisdom of the heart. Emmanuel's book 2, The Choice for Love, is a phenomenal book. All the Emmanuel's books are my favorite channeled text. They are amazing. I can't recommend them enough. They are a great tool to have. And here are some of my favorite quotes from Emmanuel's book 2. All expectation must be put aside until the recognition that God is everything is accepted by the inner being. Then the voice of God is heard everywhere. When you learn to love, to trust, to believe in yourself, you know God is the center of who you are. You will find that you and God are one. You will know God's will then, for it will be your own. This idea is shared again and again, over and over in channeled books, especially in Paul Selig's channeled books. The idea that everything is one, that you must acknowledge and recognize everything in this physical reality experience as one source, as God. And then you will enter, as Paul Selig shares, the kingdom, which is the awareness of the Creator in all things. You'll enter paradise here and now on earth because you realize everything is one, and you enter into that vibration of unity, of love light. And it says all expectation must be put aside. So you must not try to think it. You must let go of what you think will happen in the future. You must be in the present and acknowledge the unity of all. It delights me to remind you of several things. You are eternal. Your soul self has created this physical body. If you do not choose to remain enslaved by the illusion of time, you need never grow old at all. If you were to become convinced without a shred of doubt of what I have just told you, you would enter the realm of optional functioning of physicality. Yet you would not choose to remain physical forever. It is not necessary and eventually would become uninteresting. Nevertheless, you hold that power. The message from the world of spirit can be stated with simplicity. Perfect love is all there is, and perfect love must be experienced in the now. All else is fear's complexity. I love this quote, one of my favorites, because it makes it so simple, right? It can be stated with perfect simplicity. All is love, and it must be experienced in the now. Everything else is fear, and fear makes things complex. That's it. True alchemy is the transformation of the energy of fear into the power of love. It is not required that you alter your world one iota. What will bring you peace is to alter your perceptions. This relates to the idea in Stoicism, which is events outside of you don't affect you. It's your thoughts of those events that affect you. Or in A Course in Miracles, it says, I am only affected by my thoughts. So we don't need to change things outside of us. We need to change our perceptions, because our perceptions are what create our reality, our dream. Your intuitive heart is the doorway that stands between the worlds. In your willingness to go against all reason, all defenses, all habits, all patterns, all superstitions, and many teachings to say, I will love, you walk in the light. There is wisdom within you that knows beyond knowing, that will not yield to the linear structure of thinking. Your task is to free the mind from linear bondage by setting the mind to serve the heart and be in the now, moment to moment, in whatever manner the heart will be served. Here we see that same advice or that urging to move from the head to the heart. Let go of this linear thinking and live in the moment now, always, and follow the heart. This shows up over and over in all spiritual books. Move into the heart. Listen to the heart. The heart's will is God's will. Live in the moment. Don't overthink things. Stop thinking so much about the past, the future. Listen to your heart and be in this present now. Do not look ahead and do not look behind. Be in the moment. If you are cooking, you are cooking. If you are posting letters, you are posting letters. That is all. Your responsibility is to hear your own heart. This is a schoolroom for learning how to love what appears to be absolutely unlovable. This is so good. This relates to that idea of, seeing with the eyes of Christ, or seeing the unity within everything, or seeing the Buddha nature everywhere. Even if things are presenting themselves that are very unlovable, that are, not respectful, that are not nice, that are horrifying, even that you must see through that acknowledge it, that the source is still the one source of everything. And that is true forgiveness, right? Forgive them, they know not what they do. Even if they're presenting in that way, you acknowledge that they are one with you, and that they're just lost in a dream. They're just caught up in a nightmare. And if you were in a nightmare, you would act that way too. They have just forgotten that they are dreaming. Your entire human experience is predicated on your viewpoint. Your viewpoint is predicated on your inner belief system, and that is predicated on how much you believe in fear and how much you believe in love. What is essential is that you remember who you really are. That is only possible through your daily, minute-by-minute choices. I love this book because it brings it to the moment. It makes it very practical. It brings it to the now, minute-by-minute choices. You'll only remember who you are by your daily choices, of how you see things, of how you treat others. Because this practice of choosing is so automatic, it seldom even ruffles the edges of your active consciousness. And so you formulate yourselves in tiny but continuous acts of self-crucifixion, shaping yourselves to who you believe you are required to be. You need to become aware of this habit. This reveals how we just go on autopilot, does it not? How we form habits and then we just keep repeating those habits. It's like we automatically just react certain ways or treat someone certain ways. We get kind of stuck in a certain persona or character. And we need self-awareness, which mindfulness helps with this, or meditation. We need awareness of it so that we can break free from this automatic acting, this autopilot. We need to just become aware of our thoughts, not lost within them. By whatever means you choose, the task is to recognize and absorb self into self with love. Surrender. This is speaking of surrender. Surrendering the idea of separate self, self with a small s, of personality, of this mask, of this character, surrendering it into big self, the unity, the love light that's within everything, that is the source of everything. It seems to always come back to surrender and the heart. Surrender to the heart. Reclaim the wonder of the very small child. Fatigue will go. Creativity will return. Your heart will open. Illness will decrease and vanish. Your world will change. At any moment, you, who are God, can move mountains, can stop the flow of rivers, can usher in the millennium. There is no purpose for discipline other than to quiet the mind, and if the mind is in rebellion, it will not be quieted. The only thing required on the spiritual path is your commitment to truth, your longing to find love of self and love of God. In reality, you have no way of knowing what the next instant will bring, regardless of how carefully you have planned. There is nothing for you to do but experience what is here. Living in the moment sets you free. The key to remembering is to remind the self not to be afraid of anything, anywhere, anytime, ever. This is that recognition of oneness and the recognition that it's all a dream. It is all, in fact, your own projections. Imagine just being in that state, never being afraid of anything ever. It is the state of a master, right? It's acknowledging that everything is, in fact, God, or God is, and you're at complete peace. All that you have ever been, you are. All that you believe you must know, you already know. Amazing book, amazing book. I highly recommend it. Thank you.